Tony is opening a gift brought to him by Eric.
Yeah, Eric got me a present. Very nice with a nice logo on it. I almost want to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
Where's my...
You could.
I hope it does.
We all now have pocket cameras.
Yeah, I mean,
Interconnected pocket
man,
cameras.
look at that's fucking fancy, Eric.
Thanks. You know how it is when you're at work.
And you're
I'm
not
a little
working.
bit bored. Yeah.
It's a bad picture, but
You get
the
great
feeling
work
is
done.
there.
Yeah.
You're at work.
I feel like I almost get great work at work. But it's like I'm too anxious to be working, so I can't like fully dig it. Oh, I might have like taped it all together.
I know what you mean by that.
The box itself is also taped, but I scotch taped the top.
Oh man.
It's okay.
Because I had to check if it was like broken or whatever.
I'm a professional box opener from my old jobs. I would open boxes with pens.
Oh yeah, you just stab the holes on the sides.
Yeah.
And force it open. I too worked in a way.
Dying to know. This is about.
Hopefully this is useful in a way. I was trying to take in consideration things said. Sorry for all the styrofoam. Like I said, I had to see if it was okay. It's like shitty styrofoam. It like just breaks apart immediately.
It's fine. I'm not gonna complain about the packaging.
I didn't have an option to purchase the packaging. I'm a peanut kind of man myself.
This is a...
Oh shit.
Oh, it's a Buddha.
Oh, whoa.
It's a little more than the Buddha.
It's an ashtray. No.
It's an incense.
Yeah, it's also incense.
Oh, wow. Perfect. Thank you. It's awesome.
2 for 1.
I love it.
Oh shit.
All right.
Look at
It's a
this.
skinny Buddha, too.
Gift
That's good.
work.
Kind of skinny.
Yeah, there wasn't as many fat Buddhas as I thought. I guess they're all like realistic when it comes
This
to
is
incense.
perfect. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you.
Wow.
That must stay.
That
is nice.
This is
Because I remember you were talking about a Buddha.
Yeah. This is perfect.
So I was like, I don't know if there's any cool Buddhas.
Wow.
But then he never got a Buddha. So I was like, maybe he forgot, or maybe he's like, it's like a senseless purchase. Like,
That's
I don't
right.
need a Buddha.
Thank you so much.
Isn't Eric such a thoughtful fucking guy?
That's right.
Thank
He
you.
listens to shit
Every
you
once in
say.
a guy.
So for that one person listening, Eric got me a really nice Buddha statue that also doubles as a incense holder. So while the Buddha sits, you can have the incense burning, which is really, I think it would be a cool
It's
effect.
lovely.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
spark that up right now. I'm gonna stick one in there. Maiden void. I don't know if that's overkill because you already have the candle, but
Nah. I don't know, actually.
but anyway, yeah, that is
You should
nice.
try it, right?
It'll make a fine addition to our cold.
Yeah, I just gotta clean it. I don't want that dirty.
It's got a barcode on the bottom. It feels kind of dirty, though.
What's that?
Barcode on the Buddha. You know what I mean? That sounds like a bad punk rock song.
I'll save it on this. I think I'll clean it later. I don't want it to get dirty.
All right. Don't feel pressure to do it. Tony.
I don't want to force you. Yeah.
I don't want to do it. You guys want to do it, right?
I don't want to prom night you into something
Prom
you don't want
night.
to do.
It's a birthday present. You're not going to suck my dick.
That's nice.
It looks weird with the plastic, but I want to make sure it's clean.
It's like a cloud. It's like the Buddha sitting.
Yeah.
There you go. That's cool. Perfect.
Nice imagination stretching.
There you go.
I have coconut and vanilla and neon. That's all I have left.
I'm down for some vanilla right now.
Yeah, let's do the vanilla.
Coconut might be a little too strong. I don't think like coconut and Buddha like were
Yeah.
ever in the same room. You know what I mean?
This is one of the best gifts I've gotten, honestly.
Nice. That's good shit right
Very
there.
nice.
It's better than any gift my family has given me. 'Cause my family isn't thoughtful at all. They're like, here is a sweater.
Like, thanks.
I got a vacuum anyway, it's okay.
Yeah, you're getting some nice stuff. You got your voodoo doll. Now you got your Buddha statue.
Well, you got a voodoo doll?
Yeah, don't you remember? What was her name?
Oh.
See, that was a test.
Yeah, Maria got me this
Right.
little voodoo doll.
I was going to say Jacqueline. Who's Jacqueline?
Yeah, Maria got me that.
Wait, I don't remember this. Do I?
Yeah. Apparently, at first I was a little alarmed because voodoo usually is associated with something negative, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, are you trying to kill me or something?
But she's just like white girl, so she has no concept of it.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
There might be some of that, but I think it's more to that. Apparently, I learned a little bit about voodoo, and apparently the negative connotation is actually a myth, supposedly. And it's not, or at least in some cultures, at least, it's not true that it's to hurt people. It's actually to, I believe it was, this could be completely wrong, but I believe it was to actually help you. So you know how traditionally you would stab a voodoo doll to hurt somebody you hate?
Mm-hmm.
You would make a voodoo doll of them and then stab it to hurt them, let's say. Like stab their arm, then their arm will hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the stabbing is supposed to be to heal them. So if
It's like psychic acupuncture.
Yeah, so if I stab you in the knee, I'll make your knee strong, let's say, you know. But who knows if that's actually true, and I could be completely wrong in that
It's
description.
like you've been remythed.
Yeah, I'm just adding more myths. Well, excellent.
That's the thing about the truth. It's like sometimes in certain contexts, like it's not worth trying to figure it out because you'll never know.
Yeah. Just invent a new truth.
I think in her, and the packaging said Oracle to help you make good decisions or something. So it's intended in a good way. So she meant it in that way, you know?
Yeah.
That's a pretty thoughtful gift, too.
It's not just a spy
It is,
doll.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
It's got a
it
little
is.
camera in it.
Or at least a receiver. Put it through a metal detector.
I like it. It's kind of,
Stab a needle through it.
like, that's what my back hurts. Yeah, my back still hurts, but it seems to be getting better.
That's good.
I've been going on walks. I'm going to attribute it to just fucking it up during the snow. And maybe sit-ups. The Buddha will save us.
How do you feel about your bed?
My bed?
Yeah.
It sucks.
That might also contribute.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Okay, so
I was like, why, Eric? Are you going to buy him a new bed next?
I'm like, damn. Eric is becoming very generous.
Maybe a pillow at best. Then push your leg.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, you can probably sit there more.
That's perfect, yeah.
Okay.
That's probably good.
So you just been going on walks this week?
Yeah. Is it didn't turn on or turn light up? Gotta give it a little more time. Yeah, I went on walk yesterday. I didn't work yesterday. I took a day off
Shit.
at the last second, and not for any religious reason. I just wanted it off.
Yeah.
And my boss is like, "That's really short notice." But okay, I'm like, okay. But
Why, you like called out, or did you say that you were going to take
I
it?
told her the day before if I could take it, and she was a little bit frustrated by the fact that I did it so late.
Yeah.
But it was okay in the end. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm like, I wanted to take I was gonna try to take Monday off, but then I saw on the calendar that somebody else took it off.
Mm.
So I'm like, I thought that would be problematic. So I told her I want to take Monday off, but then that lady took it. So can I just take tomorrow? And then she's like, okay.
And she let you do it.
Yeah, but it was I was kind of wrong on my part, but the way the events unfolded, blah blah blah.
Worked out.
But why do you want to take off? Just to...
I just wanted a day off. I was annoyed with. I was just feel like I needed a day off. I wanted to shorten the week.
Yeah.
Not to do anything special or anything. I felt like I just needed a shorter week.
I know those.
Yeah,
those
I know
feelings.
I know that feeling. I feel like I can't deal with a normal length week. It's like, I gotta have a shorter one. I got so many days off too. It's like I've kind of grown to expect.
Yeah, I don't.
A day or two off.
I don't. I just needed a day off. I guess. I went all the way to New York. My back was hurting, so I'm like, let me walk how I used to walk. Maybe that'll just snap me back.
What do you mean by that? How you used to walk?
Walk very long distances.
Oh, I see. We used to walk.
I walked all the way to the path, then I got on the train. I didn't sit. Then I walked around New York a little bit. I thought I was getting a massage in New York because there's a massage place every other block.
You didn't, though?
I walked into two places and they were packed. Then I got turned off, Then I walked into another place and some Asian lady was like, she looked at me really scared when I opened the door, and that really turned me off. And then she's like, come back in 20 minutes and we can do it. I'm like, okay. Then I didn't come back. Just because she turned me off when I walked in.
Yeah,
Oh man, so you never got a massage?
I did not.
Oh.
I was thinking of getting one today, maybe. Have you guys gotten one?
Yeah.
I've never had
They're
it.
amazing. I could keep wanting to go back because it's like, I don't know. I went on Groupon and I got I went with Moesha when we were going out. And then, what was it? I forgot if it was Swedish.
Was it Massage Envy?
No, I don't know what it was called, but it wasn't really at a massage parlor. It was almost at a doctor's thing in a sense.
You went to a chiropractor.
No, but it was an actual massage thing, but it was in the way it was set up, it was by a Montclair or something.
Okay.
It was this kind of backwoods looking. It was a weird paradise section. It was just blocked off by trees everywhere.
Okay.
It was strange, and it was It was like a massage therapy thing, I guess. But they do like massage stuff. And they did like a harder, like deep tissue massage or something like that. It was like this, like, Cindy got like the old dude and I got the old woman. And she was just like, they're both Asian, so.
Obviously.
I don't know.
Like
just to like clear that up. So old and Asian, so they gotta be good, right?
Yeah.
And they're like fucking up my back. They're like, I put so much pressure on it. And, like, it kind of like hurt a lot in some ways. And then it's like, when I got out, it still hurt a lot. But it was like, it wasn't that it hurt a lot. It was just the sensation was kind of really strong still. It still felt like she was in there.
You got beat up.
Yeah. But in the end, I think it just, I felt better overall afterwards than I did before.
Was your back hurting too, or you just went for fun?
I mean, like, my back will kind of feel sore and hurt sometimes, like, depending on how I sleep, but maybe it was hurting, but I don't think so. I think we just got it because it was a Groupon, and we've been wanting massages and stuff.
So overall, you would recommend it, although it was painful?
Yeah, but that was a deep tissue massage,
right,
so, like,
yeah.
I signed up for that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. I figured that would help.
Yeah, that might work.
Sometimes I notice when I'm on the computer, I'll sit weird, so I think that might be part of the problem too. I think because my back's been hurting and paying attention to my body more.
That's good.
One thing I was thinking, man, sometimes I sit like an idiot. I'm like hunched over like this or something for a long period of time.
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes.
So then that's bad. So I was trying to be more mindful of how I'm situating myself, my body.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I was thinking about more and more. We kind of beefed up the physical exercise routine of the cult, and I was thinking it'd be so much better if we had something for like back.
Yeah.
Like back muscles, because I noticed too.
Is your back hurting now?
Not that it hurts, but like a lot of times I'll slump forward in my posture and like kind of curl up, and I know that's really bad, and I'll straighten myself up again. And I wonder if that's because it's like we're doing a lot of push-ups and sit-ups, so we're doing like all the front muscles.
Yeah.
But we're not getting the back muscles. Oh. So maybe like it's like if we had breasts or something like that. It's like we're heavier in the front, so it's like our posture is getting more.
That might be part of it.
So we might. I mean, if your back is stronger, you're going to hold yourself up better too. So maybe we should.
How do you work your back up?
You do squats. That's like the most common way that I
had a weight here.
And then what's this one?
Are you standing up or lying down?
Sitting down. There's like in the gym. There's a machine that you sit down and you grab it like this, and then you pull it back.
Yeah.
And then
it's got like that wheel on it in the front.
Yeah. That's like I know that's a back workout.
Yeah. Squats, deadlifts, those are the two best.
Squats is a back workout?
I thought so.
I'm not sure.
I thought that was like a leg
might be both.
thing.
Yeah. But definitely this movement.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. Or like this, yeah.
Alright, so I got
that too, this when you grab the bar and pull it down, that's a back workout.
The pull-up?
Yeah, it's not working. No,
the other one where it's
you pull the bar down.
Yeah. Not where the bar pulls you, but the one where you pull the bar.
Yeah.
It's like silly, not your name.
Silly Tony.
But anyway, that's
Silly
my
Tony,
hypothesis.
What's up?
That's my hypothesis too. That might be why we're having posture problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to sit up a lot. One time when I was having an intense experience of living, I could see myself in the mirror standing up, and I felt off-center, and I was just like, for a while, I was just like, trying to center my body, like, correctly, like, symmetrically, like, have myself lined up, and it kind of just felt good to, like, stand perfectly, for a while.
Yeah.
It was a bit weird. That was before I started doing yoga.
Oh, really?
I think that's what kicked it off, in a sense.
When you saw that and had that experience, you're like, I ought to really straighten this whole
Yeah, it's
thing
like,
out.
I can't even stand right. It's like, shouldn't that be symmetrical? Like, shouldn't that be the optimal standing,
Yeah.
If you look at nature, you could think, like, the symmetry would be like the...
But you look at a tree, the tree doesn't always, like, come, like, straight up.
It's not perfect, but under perfect conditions, it would be.
Yeah, maybe. That's the thing. Yeah, everything is just falling short of the ideal.
I also feel a bit strange getting a massage. I don't know. It seems as if it's more of a girly thing. But then I want to get one anyway.
I don't think it's a girly
It's
thing.
a rich. You're just the problem is it's a rich guy thing. That's why you're not rich. So
But isn't it traditionally more of a girly thing?
I don't know.
I didn't think so.
No,
I never
okay.
looked at it as a specific.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm in then. I mean, I was not doing it anyway, but I there's usually if I want something, I'll break the norm
Right.
anyway.
Like that time you got your nails painted. No, just kidding.
I never did that. But I thought it was generally seen as it's more women do it more maybe.
I think so. That's from like the like pop culture and the media because there's always like scenes in movies and television shows where like women go with their daughters and their mothers to a spa and get some sort of treatment, and it includes a massage and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's more a spa day thing.
Well, maybe
I think that might be more women focused because men just don't go for spa days.
Yeah, I don't want to get my nails done. Yeah, I just want somebody to fix my back.
Yeah,
And a hot girl to touch me, I guess.
Yeah. I'll take a man. That's not bad. I'll close my eyes.
You can pick a man or a woman, right?
Hands.
Or they just give you anyone.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't get a choice last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be kind of weird a man touching me. I don't know. I don't like that idea too much.
Why? In case it moves.
It moves. Yeah.
No, I don't think I'll get aroused. It just a man feeling me up is weird. Handshake, hug. More than that, I don't think I can do.
Headlock. That's okay.
I think it'll be okay. It's like a professional setting,
Yeah.
This guy
Where you're
like
naked.
massages all. Like he's probably so bored of it. It's like you at work, you're just like doing whatever stuff it is that you do.
Yeah.
He's just like tenderizing you.
Yeah. He's probably thinking about like what he's gonna do later on.
Yeah.
Spacing out. He's probably high.
I would think that's a disgusting job though. I wouldn't want to touch people.
That's the thing. It's like I don't like being touched, and I don't know about like touching people. Like I couldn't do that.
The hot ones, yeah, that would be awesome.
Of course.
Yeah, but most people are ugly or
So
average looking.
Even an old lady wouldn't do it.
I would do it with an old lady.
Any lady, you do it any lady.
Yeah, but ideally she would.
What about an old man?
That would be any man.
Old Asian man.
Any man would be weird, but I would probably do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be weird.
Yeah.
I want to correct it just in case it wasn't clear. I don't think most people are ugly. Most people are average looking, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that would be weird if most people were ugly.
But there are a lot of ugly people around here.
Yeah, there are.
That's true. That's true.
You know what it is? I think ugly people stick out a lot more, and hot people stick out a lot more.
Yeah.
So you don't see the
There's
5 through 6s.
The average people just kind of like blend into the backgrounds, and the uglies and the beautiful.
They're like in the comic. There's the background character, and it's basically just like an outline of a face and like 2 eyes.
There's a little color in there, but that's it. It's not.
Yeah, around here there's almost no truly beautiful people. There might be like 1 or 2.
If you go to New York, you see them.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
they just pop out. It's crazy.
In this town, there's very few.
It's like hot person central.
I always thought it was like how unreal it's like.
It's where hot people go to walk around.
Seriously, it's like, or even like in wealthier areas. It's like when you go to like wealthier areas, like people tend to look more attractive.
The Trader Joe's. It's near where you live. Now,
Trader Joe's.
Near the town where you live, there's on Route 7. There's a Trader Joe's. So if you go, as if you were going to Paramus, there's a Trader Joe's, and basically around here, as you go north to a certain extent, it gets nicer, right? Like Harrison is better than Newark. Kearney is maybe arguably a bit better than Harrison. Rutherford is better than So,
AKA gets whiter the more north you go.
Yeah.
So that's going closer to the whiter area, I think.
Yeah.
And
up until like the upper echelon, AKA the Jewish area.
Yeah.
And they got the big bugs over there.
The whitest of the whites.
That Trader Joe's that Trader Joe's is really nice. Once I went there to get.
Oh, you talking the one by? It's like in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy in there. I bought some crazy shit in there.
That one has a lot of good looking people. I went in there. I'm like, damn, there's some banging girls.
Well, they're eating that healthy ass food, you know. That's
there were some banging girls there. I'm like, damn, I gotta start shopping here more often.
Find hot girls at Trader Joe's. That's a good advertisement.
Yeah, right.
Get some skeevy guys going there. I guess you don't want that.
Those people, compared to people who go to this shop, right?
Go to ShopRite. Oh my god,
ShopRite is the worst.
There's just like mutants down there.
I don't mind. Damn! I can't even deny that because I worked there.
Yeah, right.
I've seen the mutants firsthand. There was this one guy, he had like a tumor on his leg or something. It was this big fat like
Goiter.
It was you know the guy from X-Men that has like the plate over his head and just gonna go Juggernaut. Yeah, Juggernaut. Imagine Juggernaut, but it's like he never worked out, so he's just that size but fat. So it's like that, and he has like this massive leg, and he had like these sweatpants on that were cut on one of the legs because it couldn't handle all the fat, and it was like this weird. It was like he had what's thrombosis? No,
I don't know.
You know those like blue and gray veins.
What's it called?
Varicose veins.
Varicose veins. Yeah, he had like a bunch of them. It was crazy. It was that, and he smelled like so bad. Like so, he smelled like.
I know
that.
Exactly the type of person that you mean. Yeah.
He was just like dragged through. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, how'd you even like get up the stairs to get here? Or the slight ramp?
Yeah, that's awful.
But yeah, that's the difference between here and Trader Joe's on 7.
Yeah, that guy doesn't shop at Trader Joe's. That's what he paid the higher prices for.
It's true. It's funny like that, but it is. I don't know if it's like if it has like much to do with like the way people are living and eating, that they just end up looking like healthier and more vibrant.
I think where it actually begins is hard, but obviously good-looking people want their equal in looks. So I think that is a big part of it, you know.
Oh, okay.
And obviously their families are well off, so the connections they make are with people who are also well off.
It's been an evolution, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just over time. It's just like a refinement in that higher tier of like,
there's always
lifestyle.
interbreeding between the tiers, you know.
Yeah.
That's always going to happen still.
Right.
And, you know, mutations on both sides.
Except in New York. No, but yeah, but in New York, I think that generally, us, for example, not never, but as it stands, it would be really hard to get those super hot white girls from New York. Mm-hmm. It would be hard to get one of those, you know?
Mm.
I don't think we'd want one of those.
Yeah, probably.
Go. You know our friend.
Yeah. Beep. Yeah, James got one of those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sort of. Or did you?
Right?
But she's not like a New York girl.
Yeah, she was from.
You're talking about my ex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I got lucky with that one.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And you know the irony of
I never
that.
met her though, so I don't know.
Irony of that was like when I first saw her, like the way she was dressed, I was like, oh, she must be like from a town like mine and stuff, because she kind of had this like grungy look, you know, like she was wearing like I don't know.
The one from Pratt, right?
Yeah, she was wearing kind of like.
But she was hot. But I never met her, right? But she was hot.
Yeah, she was hot. And then she was wearing like clothes and stuff, and she really struck me.
She was a bit half sloppy.
Yeah,
I could get down with that.
Yeah, exactly. Like she reminded me of like the kind of like rocker girls from like around here, and so I was like, oh, she's probably from a town like mine, and I was like, I could probably relate to this girl. Like that was like when I first saw her, and then I talked to her, and the first thing she said to me wasn't like I'm filthy rich or anything like that. So for a while, I'm like, it took like a couple of like days of hanging out with her before like I realized I'm like, oh, you're not like me, like you don't come from a background like me at all. You know, like you're from a different world.
But did you feel a big distance between you two once you got to know her more, or no?
No, and that's what I always really appreciated about her is like she did not come off as like
stuck up.
Yeah, at all, really. Like at least nothing that I detected. You know, she was
hiding it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, maybe, or I was ignoring it. But she was very like practical and pragmatic, and like she had a certain like worldview that was more about like being dedicated and hardworking, which she probably inherited from her dad.
Yeah.
That I didn't have at that time. I was all mystical bullshit at that time.
He was the CEO of Pepsi, right?
Yeah. Vice president.
Oh, vice president. Only vice president.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
But generally, I think the distance would be a little too far. You know, a super rich person and like me, let's say, it would be. It just wouldn't work generally. There could be exceptions, but
maybe someday you'll be a super rich person.
Maybe, yeah. I'll be like, yeah, fuck these poor white girls from New York.
I mean,
I'm gonna go to Dubai.
Yeah.
If you did match, I think eventually your sensibilities would kind of merge somewhere at the middle. Like somebody would move a few notches up or down.
Yeah.
To kind of like compensate.
Yeah.
If you truly were in love.
Yeah.
You know,
if there is such a thing.
And would want to work at it. It could be done.
I've noticed a few things about because some of the people I deal with now are really well off, obviously. And then when they worked at the Goldman Sachs building back when I had that shitty cafeteria job back in the day, a lot of those girls were, like I used to say, they were really hot and really well off. And the one thing I noticed is that a lot of the time they do come off as nice and kind and friendly. But then when you try to cross the line into actually getting to know them or hanging out with them, that's when you see, like, they're like, hell no, you know?
Well, I mean, I really am going to try not to hurt your feelings here, but you were working at the cafeteria at the time. So.
Exactly, but that's part of the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
Because, yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, if you had been, like, one of their coworkers, like, in the Goldman Sachs building, they probably would have responded to you differently. Potentially. You know?
Yes, but I other than once or twice, I never asked any of those girls out, you know?
Right.
But when I saw the conversation getting to a place where, you know, I'm trying to push the envelope a bit.
Right.
Sometimes here and there, most of the time, or a lot of the time at least, there would be something along the lines of them making it clear that, you know, we're not the same. Don't cross the line with me, you know?
Right.
Or it felt like that at least, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. But I don't blame them, but yeah. I look down upon people sometimes, which is, I think it's fucked up in a way.
I was about to say, it's like you probably do that just in a different way.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of do that.
Like when I look at a cashier now, I think, like, especially at a coffee shop or something, I'll think of myself years ago, and I will think I'm like, oh, this is such a bullshit job, but it's so painful at the same time, you know? So, like, in a way, I do look down upon them, which I think is fucked up. And I try to fight it by being nice to them and tipping them. Of course, I don't act it out, but I can't fully get past the feeling of me thinking that I'm better than them in a way, you know? Which sounds evil, but I figure, don't most people feel that way and never admit it? Don't you feel at times that you see somebody and you think, oh, I'm more capable in this particular situation, let's say, you know?
Yeah.
Don't you feel that way?
Guilty of that too.
I just assume everyone hates their job. And that puts me on level with everyone.
That's
So
a
we're
good
all
way of
equals.
looking at it.
But when you look at a janitor, don't you feel, oh, you know, I'm better off than a janitor. I'm better than a janitor in some way.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm probably better off. I see that with people at work because I get like so much. Like I saw someone's check,
Yeah.
like one of the like warehouse like random like
And it was
workers.
$8 an hour.
Yeah, or like 9 or 10 or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like compared to mine, I'm like, damn, it's like these people like would have to work like so much overtime just to like try to like reach me and stuff like that.
Yeah. They're
And
over.
I think like the potential hours in a day I'm saving
By
It's
not
like
working in the
yeah,
warehouse.
and it's like it kind of makes me feel better, but that makes me feel worse in a way. I'm like, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah. It's, I can see how, you know.
Hashtag blessed. That's
Yeah.
how I do.
But hashtag what?
Blessed.
Oh.
I see that a lot from like Jesus freaks.
Oh, yeah. It's hard not to feel that way. I think it's natural. I don't know. I'm sure even people now, like people at the bank now, probably look down upon me. You know, in a way, they're like, "Oh, he's just this. I'm vice president or whatever the hell they are."
Yeah, there's always like, you know, someone else who's above you in the pecking order.
Yeah, like that one dude who you were on the phone call with that one time. You were talking about he was like being real curt with you because you needed him to sign something or there was like a fee.
Oh, the asshole guy who yelled at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his assistant called back or whatever.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing.
Yeah, he was not the guy to try to hide that feeling.
Wasn't his style.
But he's become a lot nicer recently, actually. I don't know why. And I was stalking.
Maybe he respects you now.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, but
He's
he's become nicer. I remember right after he was yelling at the issue was that we charge $400 to do a wire, generally for us up to if a wire is up between $100,000 and $1 million, and he didn't want to pay that because you know he's so amazing, you know.
Right.
So
What's $400 anyway?
yeah, but because he's such high level or whatever, but. Yeah, that was the issue that he didn't want to pay, and I was trying to make him pay, and I didn't budge, you know. So that's why he got pissed. And then after that conversation, I remember I could feel him fuming the next time I talked to him. I could see him. He was so angry. He wasn't a dick, but he was palpably very angry still.
Over the fact that you know you didn't let him slide on the $400.
Yeah, this was the second conversation we had. It wasn't the same day, but it was maybe an hour or two later. I could tell he was still really pissed. Although he didn't say anything, and then after that he started being nicer, and we've been cool since then. Unfortunately, he's a person, or maybe fortunately, because it's a lesson. But we've been cool lately, and he's I was gonna say fortunately / unfortunately, he's the person I deal with the most, the customer I deal with the most.
Oh.
And yeah, so lately he's been nicer and cool, you know, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, what's up, buddy?"
You've become buddy.
It's good.
Good progress.
And oddly enough, I was stalking his staff out of curiosity,
Mhm.
and his
And they're all hot.
actually his assistant was pretty hot. Yeah,
Obviously.
but his accountant, his name is I won't say his name, but his accountant, I deal with him mostly because he's the main guy. You know, you usually don't deal with the main guy directly as much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So his accountant I deal with more, and he's nice. And I was looking into him and into he had another assistant that I apparently got hired recently, and I just saw that his other assistant recently just left the job. And I'm like, because I was stalking her and I went on LinkedIn and I saw that she had her listed working for him, and now she's no longer. She ended it in March, so she just left. So I was wondering what happened. Since he's pretty harsh,
Right.
I'm thinking maybe he yelled at her. She's like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving," because she's around my age, so she probably thought,
So
"Fuck
she
this."
still got some fucking in her.
Yeah, she's like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving. Fuck this guy." I figured something like that happened, you know.
LinkedIn. You got a LinkedIn?
I do, but it's not very well thought out. I think it hasn't really helped me in any way. I don't know if
I got almost recruited the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
really?
really? They helped you then?
But I was like,
What does that mean?
I don't know, this guy like, hit me up. He's like, yo, there's some job offerings for, I guess he was like a headhunter, scout kind of intermediary guy. So he saw my profile. I was like, hey, like this company's trying to find some people. But it was in the city. And I was like, I ain't going to the fucking city.
Was it graphic design too?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
for, I forget. It was like a clothing company. But, yeah, it was in the city. And I don't think it'd be worth it to work in the city. Because then you gotta pay city tax too on top of it. And then the commute every fucking day.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And
I have a car now, and I definitely wouldn't want to drive to the fucking city.
Oh hell no! Yeah.
And working in the city too, it's like you can expect that whatever your job is, if you're doing it in the city, it's going to be like 5 times more competitive,
Yeah.
5 times more rigorous. Like the demand is so much higher when you work there because everything is so fucking competitive.
This
Yeah.
crazy guy, not crazy. My customer who's difficult that we're talking about, he works in the city and owns a house in the city too.
That's right. That's why he's a fucking ruthless mad dog because he's got to be.
He's just foaming at the mouth 24/7.
I know where he
He's
works
like a Nixon
and where
dog.
he lives. It sounds like a threat, but it isn't. He has a $16 million house in Brooklyn.
Damn, how much time did you spend researching this guy?
Well,
His assets are worth.
Dan, how many houses are worth that much in Brooklyn? We could probably like dwindle them down.
I don't know, but yeah,
Tell the internet to get
he
off.
owns a very nice house, which I'm sure is worth millions too, in New Jersey, and by the beach.
Damn, this guy's got it made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does he do?
He
Sling stick.
that too. He has I know a lot about him. He has 6 kids.
Ooh, that's a lot of dick slings.
Because since he's such a unique personality and he's so rich, he amuses me. So
Right.
with the people that I
Fascinating specimen.
yeah, the people the lady that I work with, Diane, who's she does the heaviest lifting with his account, and I'm kind of like I was saying, sort of her sidekick.
Mm.
She's Batman and I'm Robin, kind of.
Cool.
And
You guys
she
wear spandex?
does she I asked her a lot about him and she told me a lot about him, so that's how I found out a lot of stuff, and I stalked him on the internet too.
There you go.
Nice.
But yeah, he does a lot of investments. So a lot of things. One of the main things he does is he'll buy companies and make them like that are falling apart, and then he'll make them better and he'll make them succeed. Obviously, easier said than done, but he's capable of doing stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
So things that are about to be ruined, he'll just take over and be like, and he'll just lay down the law and make it successful. You know.
I forget what they call that, but yeah, he'll like restructure an organization to
Yeah.
make it healthy again.
And he also does a lot
Yeah,
of
you should
real.
give him my number.
I'm sure he could do something with that. And he does a lot of real estate investments too. He owns a lot of houses and buildings and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He also owns a clothing company. Oh, he sold the clothing company that he had, I believe, that was very successful, but he sold it because he wanted to focus more on this investment thing where he invests in companies and makes them better.
God damn.
So he used to have a clothing company.
yeah.
Now he does this mostly. He also has a water company, like the sports water. It's called sports water,
Huh.
and he'll
It's got salt in it.
they sell the water. He's involved in the selling of the water, not the actual packaging of it. I guess,
Right.
I think, or vice versa, something like that.
Mm.
And then he also owns a small piece of the Yankees. So he'll buy. So he has privileges from being a part owner. He'll buy. I don't know if I told you guys. He'll buy an insane amount of tickets at a discounted price way before the season, and then he'll sell them for a profit. So he'll make
Oh, what a fucking scumbag.
he'll make a few million just reselling. He'll make more than most people will make in a year by like light years just by reselling tickets.
Wow.
This motherfucker. I guess if you're part owner.
Yeah.
But still,
That's
I don't
crazy.
Know. It feels like a little bit.
So if you buy a ticket in, if you buy something at Ticketmaster or Sport or those hubs or whatever, like it's not unlikely that you're buying it from him in some removed way, you know.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Guy's got his hands in a lot of things.
And he's also last thing that he's also designed the jerseys for big like, professional sports teams like the NBA, the NFL. He has hands in that too.
He's designed jerseys.
Well, his company is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
what he did that himself. Like he's an artist.
He probably
on the side. Like, this guy's amazing.
I don't know. Artistically, I don't know how much he does, but the business portion, he is probably laying down the law.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just. In a sense, he was a dick to me, so part of me resents that. But then I also admire him in a way because he's so successful.
Yeah.
He's super rich. He has about $250 million or something like that.
Dang.
That's wild.
Yeah. And yeah.
I only need $100 million.
$100 million, that's it.
And he has trust accounts in different banks for his family, and sometimes he'll call me, he'll request for us to transfer money into those accounts in other banks and stuff. And I see like to his kids and I think it must be his kids or maybe his nephew. He'll send them. He has trust accounts set up for them, and he'll send them like $100,000, $200,000. Just casually,
Yeah. Just a little spending money.
I'm like, damn. Yeah, that guy's a beast.
It is. It's pretty fucking crazy. You gonna get on that level someday?
I don't know.
Yeah. You really play the game?
Yeah.
Start sucking his dick.
Yeah.
What's up, Poppy? I'm cranking a few million out this morning.
Shit.
He started his own company when he was 18, his clothing company.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's got me beat. I can't do that. Can't catch up.
But I'm talking about him too much now. I'm fanboying.
Fanboying.
I can see the hearts in your eyes.
Hyper rich dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody really successful in any way is really amusing to me. I guess most people would find that amusing.
Yeah, definitely. That we admire people like that because they have so much and we have so little. Not that we have so little, but it's like how did this person achieve this?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want to work for him though, because he's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would be the guy that he would yell at you.
Yeah. He would.
And he has yelled at me, so
I know from experience. He is the guy.
So I don't think I can work with somebody who's gonna yell at you.
Yeah. But maybe the only way to make $250 million is to yell at a few people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with doing the yelling, but I don't want people to yell at me.
There you go.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't want to yell at people, but sometimes I do want to yell at them. But then I don't do it. But it's counterproductive,
You think so?
Generally, unless you have that kind of power. Once you get on those levels, you can get away with that.
Right.
But even then, it's kind of fucked up.
It is, right?
But you can't get away with that on the lower levels. You'll just get fired. You don't have a leg to stand on.
It's like, why are you yelling at me?
I start yelling at the president, like, fuck you. It's like, I thought we were getting along. What's wrong? But yeah, oh man. So in other news, yeah, I'm finally gonna move. I think so. I'm thinking June.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was thinking I was talking to my brother. I was doing it with him, but then I thought just yesterday I had an epiphany sort of, and I thought, fuck that, I should probably do it alone.
Wow.
What do you guys? You guys thought
I agree with that.
Better off being alone, right?
Yeah.
Why do you guys think that?
Autonomy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you've been a long time part of this group, and then just having full reign would be nice for you.
Yeah, because even it would be nice to move out, but then to bring another an artifact from that would still, I think you'd still feel in a lot of ways like here, if that makes sense. Like you'd still be confined in a certain sense, even just psychologically.
A little bit, I think so. Yeah, because my brother does. So yesterday I was making breakfast, and I was just by myself because everybody was at working. I thought he was working, and then he comes out of his room, and I'm like, fuck. I was talking to myself, having a decent time, and then he interrupts me. And that's why when you live with people, that'll happen all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm having a moment, or I wanna yeah, sometimes talk to myself or walk around playing guitar or something. You know, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can't just wank off. You know.
I feel like it
Generally.
it stomps on my creativity and on my freedom. You know.
Yeah, I know you value that. It's very precious.
But yeah, like so, my brother will do that, but he to the lowest degree. You know, like I love my brother, and if he's the person, if I would live with anyone right now, it would be him probably. But yeah, even him, although he's the best case scenario, he still gets in the way in those ways. Just like I would get in that way for somebody else, you know? Yeah. So, plus I want to, you know, fuck or whoever else more. Yeah,
Maria too.
Yeah, I want to fuck Maria more freely too, you know?
Right, like in various rooms. And
like while we're cooking. Like while we're cooking, just bend her over and like, you know?
Yeah. You gotta have your own place for that.
I like the idea of doing that.
Like a nice Portuguese breakfast.
Like sexual exploits, just more freedom and all that. But at the same time, what was worrying me was the loneliness aspect. Right. Because I know there's gonna be those days where it's winter and it's cold and I'm all alone. Then I'm gonna get super depressed. But then I thought, you know,
if you're boning someone, that's not that bad though.
Yeah, but then I thought, you know, sometimes when I get really depressed and I'm here and other people are here, they don't really help me at all. Yeah. But
it doesn't even matter.
If anything, they make it worse.
Yeah. So it's better off alone. That's what I'm saying. If you're chilling with Maria and you're just hanging out, like, you know, being warm together inside, then it feels cozy. It's like, this is good. We're like surviving together.
So I feel like although it's both sides are true, because although I do feel like in a sense other people make it worse and don't help me and just get in my way because they're not willing to help. That's a big part of it, you know. Right. And at this point, I don't expect anyone to do anything for me, but. At the same time, it is kind of nice at times to have somebody around in the background, you know. It's nice in a way, too. You know, there's laughs here and there and inside jokes that you have when you live with people and stuff, you know. Yeah. But in the end, I think I should overcome that fear of being lonely and just, you know, and a good way to do it would be facing it head on, because in the end, I'm probably going to die alone. Not necessarily, but, you know, realistically. So I should get used to it now that I'm still semi-young.
I'm glad you have such a good outlook.
So I feel like, you know, then I'll be ready
to die alone.
Yeah, to die alone and to do absolutely everything alone. You know, there is no I cook one day and you cook the other day. I cook every day, or I cook for the week, or, you know, everything is on me. Yeah. And I like the idea of developing that full independence. You know,
full survival. Yeah. You're better off doing that now, and then if you really hate it, then you can invite your brother to, like, hey man, it's like. So you want to get a place like us, and then you could either move in or get a new place or something. But then, there's always like going back, or not going back all the way, but, you know, like getting a roommate or something. If you do truly hate being by yourself and you can't stand it, which I don't think
you unlikely,
would. Yeah, I think you're gonna love it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think I'll hate it. I just have those very dark moments that worry me. But
it gets lonely sometimes, but you know, it's not like terrible.
Yeah, but then like those very dark moments, nobody really helps. And it's kind of just, I don't know, it just ends anyway, you know? And nothing happens. And I don't know.
Some of those nice fish.
A bird, maybe.
That bird.
I'll talk to, what's up? The parrot. Yeah, I'll talk to a parrot. I'll take him with me on my shoulder.
Just get a Roomba that has like an AI like talk thing on it. And just walk around, clean your house, and you can have chats with it.
But you got a lot of options.
Like a sassy lady voice.
Just talk to Siri. The last Siri, I'm all alone. The last few days I've been going back and forth, but I kind of already told we're gonna like tell them tomorrow that we're gonna leave. But today I'm thinking of telling my brother, sorry, I want to do it by myself. I think.
Oh shit.
But I don't think he cares that much anyway. But yeah, I don't know. In the end, I think I should do it alone probably.
I mean,
yeah.
But you guys think I should do it alone, right?
I think so. I think we all agree.
Especially if that's what you want, you know.
But then it would be more expensive too.
Yes, that's a risk you have to take. If you could get smaller places, you don't need to get like a place with 2 rooms.
I've already seen it. You know that app that you
Pad Mapper?
Yeah, there's another one called Zillow.
Yeah.
That was for real estate though, isn't it?
They have rentals.
Yeah. I think that one is better than that one. Although like the idea is the same, it's better organized and better
Yeah.
put together.
Another
Is
one.
it the green one? It's
No, it's a blue. It's a blue icon.
Yeah, with a Z. The green one is Trulia. Which
Yeah,
is
that one.
the
That
other
one. This. It's called this. The last. That one.
I use
Can
them
I
all.
check it out real quick?
Yeah.
I know this is a phone. That's against company rules. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious.
It just
no results found in the area. Of course.
the app is better set up. I think
Oh, never mind.
it's very very similar, but it's just like it's a better version of the other one. I
You're
think.
James Roadhouse's friend.
Is it? No.
No. It's on Spruce Street.
Oh, yeah. I already contacted somebody. There's a place on Elm Street.
That's not too bad.
That's a third floor. It's 950.
Yo, 2 floors for 1,150.
Get out.
Yeah, look. I think.
Oh yeah, I think this is. I saw this last night when I was looking at houses like at midnight.
And there seems to be like a park right next to it.
Yeah.
And it's by the park too.
Is that in Kearney?
Yeah, it's Spruce Street. Where the fuck that is? Looks like one of those weird side streets.
It's close to almost at the edge of Kearney.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh, it's on that side.
I think so. But yeah, that one is. I think you walk in. There's a kitchen. It's still a small place, and then upstairs there's a living room and a bedroom, something like that. It's like broken up like that, which is interesting. But yeah,
Yeah, that'd be nice. And then we could still have the cult
Yeah.
there, and then imagine we would just sit in the living room now. It's like we.
Yeah.
I want to have and also I think I should do it. I just want to fully destroy my weaknesses, and part of the weakness is afraid of being like lonely, I guess. So I think I should just like smash my head into that,
Yeah.
It's the way to go, man. Smash your head.
So I think I'm gonna do it alone. Although I still have some doubt, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, there's another. I was just saying there's an apartment in Elm Street, a third floor. It's obviously intended for one person, a little apartment. And that guy already got back to me. I might go there today and check it out.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like I want to leave June, like no matter what.
Yeah.
But you were willing to leave earlier?
If it's right, yeah.
Oh, you
So if
ready
this
to
place
move?
is
You
amazing.
have the.
Yeah.
So if this place is like great, you'll be like, fuck. And he's like, you gotta take it April.
Yeah, shit goes fast, dude.
Yeah.
Shit goes
Yeah, it won't
super
be.
fast.
Yeah, it'll either go super fast or be there forever. It's one of those.
Yeah. So I gotta check that out, and there's a few places. I emailed like 4 people.
All right.
So
This is exciting.
Yeah,
Exciting stuff.
So I think I am gonna do it alone.
Because I have my big ass painting for you whenever you move in.
That's the only reason I'm doing this.
Yeah. Your housewarming gift.
Wait, which one is the big ass one?
The dark one, that last of the big 3 foot by 4 foot painting.
Oh.
But yeah, I think I should do it alone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one at the show, right?
Yeah, the, like kind of middle of the wall there.
Yeah.
Well, women-
that one's a good one.
Yeah, women don't like when you live with people. Like they want.
Especially if those people are your parents.
Yeah, that's the worst. But I'm saying even if you have a roommate, like nobody, I think.
Nobody wants to.
Yeah, like if you have a girl of any status, marriage, whatever the hell, nobody wants to come over. Oh, here is my brother. You know, like
Right.
nobody wants to see somebody else, especially if it's your family.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a party or something, you know.
Right, that's different.
But yeah, so yeah, I think I should do it alone. Just I don't know. I feel like the things that bother me the most a lot of the time. I've been last few weeks. I think I was saying I've been. I'm starting to feel better now. But last few weeks it was questionable. It was getting overly dark in my head because back pain one thing, and then my tooth bullshit and just anxieties. I think I thought.
Well, that shit'll bring you down.
Yeah, a lot of things I thought. A lot of my problems are. Again, like we've said before, a lot of it is me making it worse than it has to be, or obsessing about it, or my anxiety doesn't match what's going on. It's a lot of insanities, So then I thought, like, kind of just going back to those ideas of the idea that we talked about a while ago. I'm adding further attention to things, in a sense, situate myself so it's easier and it's less tense. Well, you're hungry, obvious things that seem obvious, but you miss when you get lost. If you're hungry, eat. Exercise, go for a walk. Do one thing at a time. Stop adding extra tension to the tension that's already there, or what is it that you're expecting here,
Yeah.
So all those things are setting in my head for the 20th time again. And so I think that's helping a lot, and I feel better in general, nothing is that big a deal. And I can do what needs to get done, I just gotta lower the volume on the extra tension that I'm adding for no good reason.
Yeah.
It's like a madness. Yesterday I was going I went to the city walking, and I was a little bit buzzed, and I was just thinking, walking, and I'm like, oh, I'm carrying all this tension, you know. And then I was just analyzing how much tension I've been carrying the last few weeks. I'm like, this doesn't add up, you know.
Maybe that's why your back hurts.
Yeah.
That might be part of it too.
Yeah.
Because it's all, you know, tension doesn't help the body, obviously.
No.
So, yeah, I was just thinking, like, I'm obsessing too much about this, you know. It's like this issue, like, I can't do this, or I can do this. Either way, who cares, you know? Just do the best thing possible, and just whatever happens, you know. And, yeah, just, I guess, digesting it better, you know. I was digesting things improperly the last few weeks, I think. So, yeah, I'm starting to feel better, but yeah. I think, again, it just goes back to playing mind games, I think, you know, with myself. Sometimes, you know, some idea seems really meaningful. Other times, the idea doesn't mean anything, you know. It's just bizarre. But yeah. Moving. I definitely have to go. I increasingly hate being here. It's just like...
It's time. It's far past due, actually.
Yeah, I'm so old. I'm 29.
Yeah. But I think it's like because you've always been like kind of a tenant more than just like a family member.
Yeah, it's been a bizarre circumstance.
It's been a little different.
Yeah, and then like all those.
Eric, in case you don't know, Tony has been paying rent since he was like 18.
Yeah, so
as soon as he hit adulthood,
that's so crazy.
They like hit him with that.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm getting a financial benefit, you know.
Yeah, you're not like saving up money.
Yeah.
From being here.
It was very tragic.
That feels so strange. That was the same with John, too. His parents. That's why he eventually just moved downstairs, because he was paying rent anyway. So the second he turned 18.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I always thought that was so weird. It's like,
Yeah.
my parents never charge you rent. It's like parents don't charge rent. It's like they're your parents.
Yeah. No, my parents... my parents... What they said to me was as long as I was in school, they would give me a pass. So, like, when I was in college, they, like, let me go. And then, like, once I graduated college, though, like, that's when they were like, okay, you know, we want money now. And then it came at, like, a particularly difficult time because, like...
You don't have any?
No, I had just gotten a job, and they were doing really poorly, too.
Oh, yeah,
They weren't doing well at all. And so I started to help out with the rent and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That sucked.
Yeah.
You paid the rent, right?
Yeah, I think I did. I paid it a couple times.
It's fucked up.
It is. My sister had it really bad too, in the same way, where it was like, as soon as like she got like on her feet, they were like, get a job, pay some rent, give us money.
Yeah, the thing is, my situation was worse because I didn't have my parents. It was just my mom and my brother.
Right.
So now that they needed me, they could have just paid it, you know, I guess. But it would have been tighter, or really tight. So it's almost as if I was obligated to. You know?
Right.
But, yeah, and then my mom made so little money, too, you know, so, I don't know. It was all a disaster. My living situations have mostly been, like, in the most crucial years were awful. This is the best I've lived, you know?
Yeah.
But then, like, this house is pretty nice, but then, like, these issues, you know, so, it's like, it ruins it, you know?
Right. It is a pretty big place, though. But there's a lot of you guys now.
Yeah, and that's like it's full of useless garbage and awful decorations. It just nauseates me.
Yeah, that's another good thing when you move out.
You got the best decorated room.
You got original art by me.
Yeah.
You got a nice Buddha statue.
Yeah, I can put
walls.
I have a bed that actually fit in. I want to buy a nice bed.
Yeah,
I need probably
an upgrade from the twin after all these years.
That's why I was going to ask you about I did ask you about how your bed is for your back. So it's like, if you move out, you should probably buy a new one.
The bed seems okay, but it's old, so I didn't need one. Anyone that's too small. Probably a queen size is good, I think.
Oh, yeah, I have a queen.
Yeah, queen is good.
Fairly.
King, I think it's too big.
Yeah, it's overkill.
And then there's full. No, full's just like a
Super
bit bigger
king.
than twin, right?
Yeah, and then there's double, which is bigger than that.
This is like a kid's bed, you know?
Yeah, this is like my son has the same size bed as this.
Yeah, your son has a nicer room than me, for that reach.
Yeah. Tony got to see the place last week.
Oh, yeah,
really?
I went there.
My wife was out, so we snuck in.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So how is it? Was everything?
I felt like it was a nicer version of the other apartment, right?
Yeah. It's like a evolution of the original one.
Yeah.
It's the war turtle.
Yeah.
The room is definitely... One of the biggest things, I guess, is the room for your son is nice, you know? He has a lot of space, and you know, he finds his own room as opposed to living in the living room.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We have more space than we know what to do with now, which is good.
But I like the idea of empty space, you know, open space.
Yes.
And that's been ruined by, you know...
Decor.
Yeah.
So-called decor.
Yeah, so-called, exactly. Big emphasis on that one. I don't know. Yeah, I need I think I should do it alone. Today I have to give the final, or today or tomorrow, the final, I'm doing this alone or not,
Yeah.
I pretty much told my brother we're going to do it together, but yeah, I had an epiphany yesterday, and I was thinking, yeah, I should do this alone.
And you think he'll take it okay? Or what?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he cares that much. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't even leave.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't care at all. He's in some other land,
What do you think will happen to this room after they?
Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
I figure they'll leave too.
Think they'll downsize to a smaller place?
I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. My brother
This will
said
become like a worship room.
All the spiritual energy that's been accumulated here.
Or a sex dungeon.
Psycho.
This would be a good sex dungeon.
Yeah?
Nice,
What is it?
square.
What makes for a good sex dungeon then, Eric?
I don't know.
What, what about this scream sex dungeon?
It's a good size. It's like a box shape.
Good.
So it gives you a feeling of, all the walls are close to you, so you can have a lot of stuff hanging.
it's hard to breathe.
You have a lot of chains.
That's right.
It already is a
stuff
sex
like
dungeon.
Yeah, it has that energy too, so
Nice.
comes with the territory.
But yeah, I don't know what they'll do. Like maybe my brother will stick with them, or I don't know what they'll do. I know Sam thought about buying a house, and I don't know. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know what they'll do. But he mentioned like buying a house together. And I'm like, hell no. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing.
Oh, with you being like a...
hell no. I'm not gonna sign up for a mortgage and be stuck with that with them too.
Yeah.
Hell, that's awful. It's the worst idea ever. I'd rather get my dick chopped off.
Flavio just bought a house with his mom.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about that?
But that's to rent it to some other people, right?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's a 3-story house, so they're renovating one where his mom is living in, and they're renting out the other two, so it's kind of paying itself off in a way.
Yeah.
Even that, I mean, maybe if the relationship with the people are right, I would do it, but with family especially, I wouldn't want to do even that business. I would be very weary of doing,
Yeah, I guess it depends on your family, too.
Yeah.
Because you seem to have a lot more disdain for certain areas.
Well, like all of my family I consider non-existent for the most part, or absolutely useless to me because we don't care about each other, and the only people that I count as my actual family is my mom and my brother, I guess, my technical family.
And Zeus Krakis.
Lazy back in.
Oh yeah, so just to finish that, I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it alone. And just
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let me know when you're ready to move shit in, and we'll make a day of it.
Yeah. How you mean? We can do. Yeah, most likely I'll do it alone. But yeah, we can. I wasn't gonna say. Ah, crap.
I guess
Oh, yeah.
sound fucked up. I was saying, but the one nice thing is you won't have a lot of stuff to move in. This is it, right?
It's
here.
a blessing, though.
But even this, I don't want to take any of this. I'm gonna buy.
That's a nice. Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, this could be
furniture,
useful.
man.
Yeah, but it's old and.
Right.
And the table could be good to have just as like a table for now. You could use it to until
Maybe.
you have like
Anyway.
a better table.
Yeah, maybe I
It's
should.
gonna be your thing.
Maybe
so.
I shouldn't toss it so quick to toss it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely tossing that better though.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I shouldn't be so quick to toss these two.
My friend moved to Texas and
Took his bed.
he didn't take any. He had like some stuff that he moved, but he just had it like in one pile in the living room, and like for the first week he just like cleaned everything like top to bottom, just scrubbed it and just slept in.
That's why I would do something like that. I want a feeling of freshness of new life kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was saying, since you don't have a lot of stuff, you could probably do that, because that's probably like a nice thing to do, just clean out the whole house, because you don't know who lived there before.
And I figure the landlords will be happy with me because I'm pretty low key. I'm old enough that I'm not getting drunk every weekend, and I have an okay job at least, and I'll make way more than what they need a month, so they want proof of that. So it all, and my credit score is outstanding, so it all should. I feel like I would be a good candidate for anyone.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to drop, like, if I do it alone, about $2,000 maybe the first month or something.
Could be. Depends on what they ask
Security
for.
deposit and stuff.
Yeah, something like that. I was looking at the prices around there. I can swing that, so that's fine. So
You might have to pay a broker fee too.
yeah, I've seen some of those too. Some of them have it, some
Like,
of them don't.
When we moved into this new place, it was like 4Gs, like that we had to drop for
4Gs?
Yeah, for everything.
Damn.
Yeah, but that was for 1 month rent, 1 month security, and the broker fee.
Okay, that's still a lot.
But what's a broker fee?
It was like $1,000.
Who's this broker?
The guy.
So you went through like someone?
Yeah,
The real estate guy, right?
Yeah, we saw
okay.
we saw it listed, and we did that.
Yeah,
And
there's
then-
some of those. Yeah.
And then that was part of the fee.
And I hate those motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what did you do? But I guess they are valuable because they save the tenant from
Have to deal with you.
yeah, and so it's like whatever.
There's another house that I saw. It's like this house is for sale, so whoever lives here has to be open to people coming for viewings. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! I don't want to move in a place and suddenly people show up to view the house.
That's like when we were leaving our old place, right? Like we told our landlord, like we were not under lease anymore. Like our lease had expired and we never re-signed it.
right.
It's kind of like saying, like tacitly, like we're looking for a place that's not this one. We never said it explicitly, but that's the gist of not signing another lease, right? So then we found this new place and we only gave him about half a month. And then, like, he was, like, really upset that, like, we didn't give him the full month's notice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has a point.
Yeah, and then he was saying, he was like, but I would have been, like, you know, if you had told me, I could have been showing the place while you were living there. And I wanted to be like, well, that's, like, why we didn't tell you. Because we didn't want to deal with, like, people, like, coming in.
I guess that's different than, you know, because you're leaving. I think it's a lot more reasonable to ask that of someone, of a tenant, than it is you just move in, hey, now do me this favor for indefinitely, you know?
Yeah,
that's
because
true.
I've had people come in and see the house as I was leaving. It wasn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah. I don't
It's
want...
usually kind of nice in a way. So,
You want something to eat?
I don't like the idea of me moving into a place and having to deal with that bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to say, yeah, if you guys know a place, hear anything, let me know. Hopefully June, maybe even earlier if it happens. But June, hopefully. But yeah, I'm willing to spend $1,200 if it's heat and hot water included.
Mm-hmm.
$1,300 at the most for either 1 bedroom or studio. So if you know, yeah,
around here. Or
yeah, around here. Yeah, I don't, or you know, like
what road do you take to work?
I go as if I was going to Walmart, so the turnpike.
Okay.
Yeah. So if and I would like be in the vicinity, or if anything, more south than north.
Okay.
So more towards south, not
So more Newark than.
Yeah, but not Newark.
So Harrison Max.
Yeah.
Would you live in Harrison or?
I would live in Harrison.
Would you consider Bloomfield?
But Bloomfield is north.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So your job, you head south.
Yeah, a little bit north is okay. A little bit is okay, but ideally around here or more south, and up to 1,200 is okay. 1,300 at the most,
Okay.
with heat water included. I'm not expecting you guys to go out and do research for me.
If anybody's listening to this podcast, you hear
please contact
anything,
us.
yeah,
I'm
leave
gonna-
it in the comments section.
I mean, sometimes I pass through those sites just to pass time, like the free section on Craigslist or the apartment section.
Yeah, I don't expect you to.
when you're not working on your own personal pet projects
Yeah.
or browsing at work. It's like, how do you actually get work done?
When I don't have work, it's hard to.
It's dead, right?
Yeah.
Super dead or super busy.
It's either dead or
Madness.
I'm waiting on things. So I
oh,
can't,
that's right. I forget that you're part of it.
Like yesterday, I guess, you know, because it was Easter, everyone in India was off too. So I got my work back like really late. So I couldn't do anything like the first 4 hours of work. I was just stunted. There was nothing I could really do.
Yeah.
And I couldn't start on the work because then I'd eventually get it and it'd be done. And then it would be useless. You know, so just to save my own time, I just did nothing and just, you know, browse the internet. And fuck
Yeah,
around.
so I don't expect you to do any real, you know, heavy lifting. But if you hear anything, you know,
Yeah.
let me know.
Definitely.
Well, like, what about Flavio's rental
Oh, his
place?
new place?
Yeah.
We're gonna move in there. Where's he live? Where is that?
That's
It's in
Harrison.
Kearney.
Oh, the
really?
building is
Yeah,
in Kearney.
I think where they bought it is in Kearney. I could ask.
Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think that's I'm seeing the prices, you know, 1,000 to 12 to 13
You can live
for.
upstairs from me. Oh, I'm trying to kick those motherfuckers out for so long.
Are they annoying you?
What are you charged up there?
Oh, we're doing 1,400.
It's baller
Yeah,
status.
so-
But that's 2 bedroom.
Yeah, it's too bad.
That's pretty good though for a 2 bedroom.
Yeah, it is.
No heat though.
Oh,
It is honestly like it was a nice place. I don't know. If
They
it's like,
fuck it up.
they fucked it up.
I don't know. It seems okay,
But why do you want to kick them out?
Because they're like shifty people, and then we think the lady broke into our house once, but we can't prove it, which is why we got like a security camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a weird. Luckily, some people even want you to pay for the credit check, you know. But I get free soft credit check from my bank. I'm like, can I just print you that? I guess, you know.
Yeah, I didn't realize that for once that like a hard inquiry at your credit is like it'll pull it down.
Yeah, if you get too many like a similar time.
Because I was like one time I was shopping for clothes, and they were like, if you sign up for this fucking credit card, we'll give you like whatever amount.
Yeah, like 10% off or something.
And I was like, oh, that sounds fine. I'll just apply and get the card, and then forget it.
Then your credit score takes a big ass fucking.
And then I didn't get the card because I didn't qualify, and then my credit score took a hit because I went through the.
How much did it go down?
It went down like not too much, maybe like 30 or 50 points or something like that.
Mine went down like 100 points for like getting a new car. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they're ruthless with it. I was at last month. About 2 months ago, my credit score was 804, so exceptional.
Right.
And then I spent a lot of money on the dentist, and then it got lowered to like 740 or something.
Yeah.
So I lowered it a lot just because I put a lot of money in my credit card.
Right.
And the reasoning was, you know, you don't make this much to spend this much, you know.
Yeah.
So you're on the negative. That's why they ask you how much you make a month, I guess.
Yeah, but then I think that's I guess. But then, you know, but then it's almost as if they're acting. I'm gonna keep doing that, you know.
Yeah.
Which I'm not. This is a one-time thing, and I'll pay it off really quick, you know. And
the whole credit score thing seems like a totally fucked up situation.
It's probably it seems like it's really harsh, you know.
It is, and it's just like unreasonable, you know. And it's like based on like actually like participating in like a credit like system, you know. It's like if you don't play that game, like then you don't you're not well represented socially, you know.
Yeah, I think anything over 700, you're okay. You can get most things.
Yeah, I think I recently got like in the 800 area.
Oh,
nice.
I gotta check.
Yeah, that's exceptional. Yeah.
But I think it might be a fluke.
Yeah. I should be getting back on the 800 soon, next month hopefully. But yeah, it's good because I figure I'll buy a property maybe realistically in like 5 years or something I would buy a property. Yeah.
Do you see yourself as becoming somebody who could be like seriously involved in business and finance?
Yes, but in my own way, I want to take what I learn and take what I can from the bank.
Yeah, and
then I would like to do things in those ways. Yeah, I think in a sense, I think everyone should do those things. You know, and it's almost not that it has to be your consume your life entirely, but it's not a bad idea to have hands in the stock market to something. It's not a bad idea to own property. You know,
right. Because as my fantasy grows, here's what I'm thinking. It's like as Eric and I proceed with our like creative studio project, it's like maybe we can bring even on that as a kind of like as a sort of business manager as part of that too, to help us like run the whole operation. Not that I'm saying we'll just say like you do all that work and you don't get any other input. But then it seems like you're developing this skill set that would be like really valuable to the enterprise.
Yeah, we can as it gets more serious, we can, start discussing it. And if, it makes sense, I would be open to that, yeah.
All right, that sounds good.
But yeah, I definitely want to...
You're down with that, right?
I definitely want to keep learning more bank stuff. Yeah, like I said, take as much as I can from the bank.
Yeah.
And then, start investing, maybe start buying property. So yeah, I do want to be more financially into it,
Right.
But not necessarily that I want to work for the bank forever, but I want to do it for as long as it makes sense and take as much as I can from it, and then either stay with them, or if I don't stay with them, either way, still get into investments, learn all those things deeply, more and more deeply, those things are crucial, So I think, I think anybody, again, it doesn't have to be your lifelong career, but I think it would be foolish to not understand those things,
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So yeah, there's some guy. I want to get a lunch with somebody, like I was saying, just to talk about stuff.
Do it, dude. Yeah. That's like the best resource you have available is like those real people with their experience and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of just posing questions for fun that people when I run into them, instead of having bullshit small talk, I can just be like, let's say I give you $5,000, like how would you turn it into 10,000?
Yeah,
and those kind of people, they would know, or they would say something really useful.
Hell yeah, they would.
So. As opposed to some idiot at Quick Check,
Yeah, can't really trust them as much.
I'm sure there's awesome people that go to Quick Check too, like us. But generally around these areas, you know, I don't think there's a lot of wisdom going around
as far as making a lot of money and stuff like that.
Well, you can't ask us how to turn that money around either, though.
Yeah,
because I definitely don't know.
Yeah,
that's
but
why you're asking.
Yeah, but you guys, I mean, yeah, but you guys have other knowledge.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think high level knowledge isn't. It's hard to tap into that around these parts.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have the connections. So maybe I should say it more like that, you know. I'm sure there's a lot of smart people around here, but
just not smart in the way.
Yeah, and it's hard to connect with them, and also nobody around here is that successful.
No.
There might be an exception here and there, but generally nobody's, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody's really rolling in dough.
We're not part of the elite class around here.
I want to see how far I can take it.
You go to the mansion areas in the Kearney. You know, got that pagoda house and shit.
Yeah. Even that, though.
Pagoda house. You know.
I definitely...
We're still real close to the next house, you know.
The bank, in a way, has made me more ambitious in a way. You know, I see all these people, all this crap, and the things, like, it makes me want to have those things, you know?
Yeah.
And in a way, that's useful because, I don't know, it's... who doesn't want that? Like, in a sense, everybody wants luxuries, you know? And to be well-respected and all that, you know?
Of course.
So, yeah, I think I'm just going to keep pushing that and do my... hard things. I'll do them as they strike me, you know, and I'll just do that, you know. But yeah, I know, you know, if I like the bank gives you gives you discounts on mortgage rates and loans and stuff like that for working for them. You know, if I do buy a house, maybe I would do that. You know,
that's true. You're in a good position to benefit from that,
and you also get discounts on investing on things. You know, you can buy stock cheaper than other people can.
Really?
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
So. And I'm sure there's even more hidden benefits deeper in, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll see what can go down. But yeah, I can be the financial advisor.
That'd be great.
It's like, no, sell it now.
It would be really good.
Building. We got 4 people now.
Yeah.
Who's the 4th?
Devin. Or I don't know.
Oh, the singer?
Schmitty, whatever you want to call him.
The singer?
No. He's one of the bass players.
Yeah, he plays.
He's the guy you guys wanna rent the new place with.
Well, yeah, like he's really good with computers and technology
coding and shit.
And he's also happens to be like a really creative guy with like a really good sense of design, which is like a little irritating to me.
So he's like more of a tech guy.
He's pretty good at a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He's kind of like John in a way, where stuff he seems to pick up stuff easy.
If he wants to learn something, like he'll just learn it and be able to do it.
His main thing is tech stuff.
I think his main thing is probably music.
Yeah,
but,
tech, music, art.
For his
That's
job.
His 3
what's his
trident of like stabbing.
What's his day job?
He works he writes software, right?
Yeah, I think he's like a coder at like UPS or something.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so, but he's good at that stuff. And
yeah, it's good to I think that's crucial that. You know, it's good to have connections of people of different things, you know. It's good to have a guy, like, if you did know a professional musician, that's awesome. If you know a professional financial guy, a professional whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's good to spread your...
It's called the mastermind group. Like, you have, like, a group of people that, like
Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
Something
I've never
like
seen
that.
it, but
yeah,
I assume
that premise where it's like the hacker, the lock picker, the explosives expert.
Yeah.
And with the big tits to distract people.
It is good to have that.
The few people that I became friendly with at the Goldman Sachs building back in the day, they were like that, you know. They were all super connected, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, let me call my guy up, see what I can do.
But I won't be I need probably in 5 years, I would say I should be, you know, a heavy hitter in general, you know.
All right.
That's not a bad, considering our potential age limit.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Like 33, 34, and then that's young enough, that's old enough, that's still semi-young, and old enough that I'll be taken more seriously.
Yeah.
Because I think even now,
you can be president at that age.
I look a little bit,
I think,
too young sometimes to some people.
Need a beard.
Yeah, but in a few years, I think that'll set more, and I'll be able
dye
to
your hair gray.
Be more be able to take more seriously, you know. So that's good. So
it's not like you were young.
Get some salt and pepper.
Smoke some cigarettes.
Rub like cigarette ash in the face.
An aftershave.
Yeah. But yeah, like a few more years, yeah. But that's good. I don't need to be a billionaire, but I want to be well off.
At least a millionaire.
Yeah, I think I can be a millionaire.
Think so?
Yeah.
Good. 6-figure heir.
6-figure. I know even that would be like, oh shit.
So that has a big range. 100,000 to 900,000 is a big difference.
That's
Yeah. I'll definitely make it to 100,000 sooner than later. I
You
would
think so?
Sooner than in a few years, probably that maybe if I really really try, I could do that in maybe 3 years.
Wow, damn.
You could retire somewhere for that, like Thailand. You could have peace of mind now. If you could set aside $100,000, you just throw that in like an index fund, let that baby sit there. Whatever you accumulate over a year, you just use that as your spending money.
Eric will tell you.
Yes, I am telling you.
Doing it right now.
You should probably ask about that. What those bigwigs think about that because they got money. Like,
about what exactly?
Like index funds.
Oh yeah.
Like I have the Vanguard index fund, but there's like other.
You mean the retirement funds?
Yeah, it's like the retirement.
I have one now, but I don't like. There's a you can. I have the.
Well, you can still pull out. It's not like only for retirement. It's just like a growing.
Oh, okay. Not specifically retirement.
No. It's like you could do it with that in mind, but.
Right. Okay.
It's not like necessarily just for retirement.
Yeah, I want to start those conversations too. Yeah, just whatever to. Ultimately, I want my money to work for me more. You know.
Yeah.
Obviously, the goal is to be well off in whatever way.
Passive income, as they call it.
Yeah, and I want to be well off, but ultimately, I don't want to. In the long run, I don't want to walk into an office and answer to people. You know, people are going to answer to me.
That's right.
And you yell at them.
I think my goal right now for like that passive money is to get enough money where it basically pays off from all my weed.
Yeah.
So if I get free weed from the index fund, I think that's a good like first
benchmark.
Yeah, it's like the first wings.
But I want to be nice, you know, because even now when I have to press people to do something for me, I think I'm getting really good. That's a good thing about working there. I'm getting really good at pressing people strategically, you know?
Good.
Yeah. It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Because if you go into being an asshole, then they'll be bitter about that. They won't cooperate later on. And then, you know, even if you complain about them, it's another mess. So it's...
You got to nurture, like, all these relationships.
It's better to... A good thing that one guy that I work with told me is that, you know, he says the first thing when he meets somebody is he thinks, what do I want out of this person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And... then from there you build how you talk to them, how you what you ask of them, you know, which sounds a little bit fucked up, but in reality, everybody's by nature doing that. I think, you know, there's some people who are just really bad at it, and I think in the past, especially, I've been really bad at that because I like just saying anything.
Yeah.
But now, you know, the more and more realistically, that's not how life works, and that's not what people like generally.
Whoa, this is blowing my mind right now. I never like really thought about that way. I might have done it subconsciously.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What, speaking to people on the basis of what their utility is to you, like how?
Yeah, like
I mean, I
guess you gotta pre-think what you do want from this person if you're approaching a stranger. But I guess that's like
not just in
the
business.
Effectiveness of if you think about like high school boys that will like go up to girls and get friend zoned. It's 'cause maybe they didn't go with that in mind, you know. Like that's like a very that's like an example. Like
that's a good example.
Yeah, it all makes sense now.
So I mean, I think the only difference is people aren't aware of how they're doing it or they're bad at it, you know. And like somebody who's really good at it will ethically capitalize the most possible. That's what I want to do. Ethically capitalize on people. Keyword ethically, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll give them. I'll be fair. I'll give them the return that's fair based on what they're doing for me.
What
you know.
They want.
Yeah. So you know, now I work. My customer service has been getting like amazing. So I'll answer people instantly, and if I can't get the answer right away, I'll tell them, good morning, whatever. I got your request. I'm looking into it. I'll let you know as soon as I have the answer, you know, as opposed to not saying anything for 5 hours and then giving them the answer. They feel ignored, you know?
Yeah.
So either I give them the answer right away or I tell them I'm working on it. And people like that, you know, and then that makes them more likely to do that for me, you know, and or when I call them and I tell them, can you please rush this, let's say, they're more likely to do it, you know? So, yeah, that's, you know, I guess the lower levels of it. But that's the idea that, what do I want out of this person and how do I get it ethically, you know? Because I am too, which I think is good. I have enough humanity in me that I don't want to fuck people over, you know? I don't want to make them sign the wrong thing. I don't want to do that, you know? Where I feel this person delivered and they feel like, oh, this guy paid me properly, you know? And it's correct. I want that, you know?
Yeah.
I want everything to gel.
Yeah, I don't want to have like bad blood with people.
Yeah.
You're like Vaseline, man.
But yeah. But we'll see what happens, I guess. But right now, the main goal is getting the F out of here. And then I'll see how I climb into having a $16 million house in New York.
We could do cults there.
Yeah, awesome.
You could pay us to live there. We'll like clean up and just like hang out.
Yeah.
If you want to not be lonely, just like knock on our doors and we'll with our respective like room houses.
I need you from 10 to 12.
Okay, I could pencil you in. Yeah.
I have some fine wine and the best food you ever had. And $10. No, I'm kidding. Maybe $50. You're like, you're rich, you asshole. You're only gonna give me 50.
It's like 3 cheeses, 3 cubes. It's like, thanks. Like a stale Ritz cracker. It's the Ritz, baby.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have to focus more and more on, capitalizing ethically.
The system finally consumed us. Yeah. Finally stopped kicking and screaming.
Oh, damn. You think that's fucked up?
No, I think, maybe this is just like...
I think it's a different system.
A rationalization, but it's like...
I mean, you gotta...
I think it's grid perspective.
Yeah. I think I was so anti-capitalist for so long.
Yeah, me too.
I was so anti-capitalist. I was so pro-socialist and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that does come with being younger and idealistic and things like that. But, and just being poor too. I think if like you come from a lower like socioeconomic background, not that I'm was ever super poor, but definitely like not very wealthy. It's like you identify more with a philosophy of wealth redistribution,
yes, exactly,
than of like capital, because you feel cheated by the system. You don't feel like embraced.
Right.
But it's like the more I look at it and think about it seriously, it's like clearly it's like there's a lot we could benefit from if we play this game. And it's not to say that it's a perfect system and that it should be done like you're saying, like ethically. It's like you don't take advantage, but like it is like a profitable system if you choose to like use it.
Yeah, and I think that poor thing is a crucial point. I think because we were American poor, we still had cell phones,
and not even like inner city poor, but like kind of like I don't know. This isn't a
suburban
suburb,
poor.
Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Our parents weren't like wealthy.
Yeah, so I think that's a big reason. You resent what you don't have. Yeah, it's like somebody really. Speaking of ugly, like we were saying before, somebody really ugly looks at a really beautiful woman that are probably instantly jealous.
Yeah.
So
then they dye their hair pink and they put on thick frame sunglasses.
Exactly.
They give themselves a quirky name.
Yeah. Call me Zer.
I'm not a woman, so you can't judge me on those standards.
Yeah.
I identify as something beyond woman.
Beyond woman.
I am a beyond woman. Hear me roar.
Whoa, man.
I'm a woke man.
Woke man. I like it.
But yeah, in a sense, part of it is also picking your battles. I am. It's been happening since I got this job, but even before, since I attempted to get this job.
Yeah.
It's just some battles you just can't win, or I'm no longer willing to fight. In a sense, obviously, like we're saying, capitalism may be the lesser of the other evils, but it still has evils, and people do exploit it unethically
all the time.
And so that's a shame in a way, but. I don't know. I'm not Superman. I'll try to be good to the people that I work with, and I can't save the world like I thought I could.
Right.
My words mean almost nothing to most people.
But maybe like that's the thing. It's like maybe we have to be a little more humble in our desire to like save the world. Maybe it's not like maybe we're not going to save everybody, but.
That too, yeah. More realistic saving, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe if you're just good to a handful of people,
exactly.
That would be a truly profound thing, Maybe that's enough, Maybe.
Yeah.
I think there's also...
That's a good start, yeah.
There's an angle. Maybe it's more on my side of things, and it might not be, directly related, but I think that, in my life, sometimes I feel as if I take the harder path sometimes, even when the easier one is presented in front of me.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I've done that too.
I'm willing to accept, what I look at as, the easy thing, or the gift that I don't want to take.
Yeah.
And it's why am I, doing that to myself? Putting myself through extra torture just to avoid like an easiness, right? Like right now, like for instance, like I could pretty much have a free house, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, part of me doesn't want to accept that because it's like, I look down on myself in a sense because I haven't earned it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But then I think like I've had other sufferings too, so it's like, where's the flip side to those sufferings? So I feel like I have no choice but to accept the suffering. So why should I reject like the blessings in a sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's just take the universe as it comes and goes, if that makes any sense, and accept all those kind of favors that I get in a way. Because I feel like I reject the favors, but still accept like the harshnesses.
Yeah, that makes
harshnesses,
sense.
especially that I can't not accept.
Yeah, I felt that way at times too. Where you feel like you haven't earned this, or it feels, it doesn't feel as good, But yeah, it's weird how we think about things. So now that you're older, you think, somebody just gives you a house. Let's say you think, that's an unfair advantage. Let's say, but you have all these other advantages that you've had that you don't think about that way because their emergence was different. Like you're a man and you're stronger than most women. Let's say, you're lucky to be in America. All these things that you were handed
with a job and all
that. you don't
made through connections. It wasn't even they liked my skill or anything.
And you don't. It's funny because I do the same thing. You don't consider those the same way you consider somebody giving you a house now. But really, the essence seems to be the same, right?
I think so.
But I'm the same way too. But yeah, it's just interesting how we perceive one thing very differently than another when. If you really look into it, it's the same thing.
Yeah. I think sometimes the blessings are so subtle and abstract that you don't appreciate them, or they're so taken for granted, like where you were born, for example. But whereas somebody turning around and giving you something with an enormous price tag, it's you could see the dollar value. It's you never calculated what the worth of your living in America is. I'm sure it's staggering compared to living other places and those advantages. But I think it's just there's a more direct price tag on that. And
but there's also a negative price tag to living in America and experiencing the culture that we're brought up around and the environment and the work ethic that's involved in the culture and all these other things are also negatives that come with all the greatnesses. So it's we're better off than some fucks in Zimbabwe. But those fucks in Zimbabwe could be measures happier than the general populace in this area, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their measures are obviously different than ours too, which is why they are happier. We look at it from they don't have this crazy city system, and this house with heating and air conditioning, and they can't get pizza delivered to their mouth at 2 a.m. in the morning. These poor fucking Zimbabweans.
Yeah, there would be a wall by living here. Yeah,
Zimbabweans.
Zimbies.
Zimbies.
Call them Zimbies.
Zimbabweans.
Kind of cute.
Zimbabweans. Yeah, it's we have a really high cancer rate in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's that's the price we're paying. It's all of it. It's part of the evil of our design is built into us. It's the fact that we have mass shootings and it's all that. It's this culture is driving harder. It's pushing more fiercely into some.
Yeah, it's extra mutation.
Yeah, exactly. And it's we have all this processed food and all this shit. And
even the spiral is spiraling out of control.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think my biggest thing growing up, especially early 20s, even a little mid 20s, is that I was fighting really hard for the opposite of what society is. Trying to be maybe anti society or trying to do comedy and all these things. I was trying to reject all the things that people prescribe in a way.
Yeah.
But not just arbitrarily. I actually thought it was bad. I'm I can't live like this, But then it's just, I can't, I have to, part of leveling with reality is, massaging those frustrations in a realistic way, So I still feel some of that, but realistic, what can I actually do, Going to do open mics isn't the answer anymore, that isn't going anywhere, or what it would take for that to go somewhere. Just all that I saw doing all that, just definitely not, So yeah, I think it's a matter of, similar to I think you said last week, you have to carve out what you can in what the society is, I can't go around screaming nonsense all day. It's not gonna go well, you know.
It's not profitable.
But there's maybe I can situate myself at the bank and be more financially secure, and maybe then start doing my own thing, or maybe in my time off work more seriously in things that I'm more passionate about, and maybe that eventually can be something, or something more reasonable than complete rejection of the norm, because it just got too tiring. It doesn't go anywhere, and nobody gives a crap, So I don't know. It is a shame in a way, like you're saying. It is. There is bad things to be said about American society, but I would still rather be here, probably, at least for now.
That's what you think. Because you don't know. That's the thing too. It's like we don't know how much happier like a different society could be.
Yeah, I think
it's like you have more of an idea because you came from somewhere else at first. So,
but I think I say that because I think it would be really hard for me to be happy somewhere else now, because now I'm corrupted by this,
That's true.
So now I'm used to, making this much money, and now I want to make more. And if I go somewhere else, like let's say there aren't those options. So now I have the feeling of, I could have had all this. Those people don't know what it's like to have these luxuries.
Right.
So I think maybe I'm too corrupted already, but I don't know, maybe not. But I don't necessarily think I would want to be, hippie living,
You like your private property?
Yeah, I mean, I do like the city life to some degree, But I do also love nature and all that, and like hippie love stuff too,
Yeah, I wish to the left of my house was a city, but to the right was the forest. Just like split down the middle.
Yeah. Like ideally, I think I wanna carve out a little bit of both. I wanna have my life to be, Some here and there, like for a trip, I would love to go to nature. To me, a beautiful trip in nature sounds better than Vegas,
Yeah.
So there's those differences, but generally some combination there. I don't think the answer is being an asshole CEO who's just ruthless at every turn, and I don't think the answer is being a hippie who rejects all American values,
Yeah.
And I don't even think a balance is even the answer. It's for some people it might be a lot more than one than the other. For some people, maybe the world needs that asshole CEO, let's say, in some situation, right? So I don't even think a balance is the answer. There is nothing I can say about it other than one day for a few months it might be I might be more hippie-ish. A few months maybe I'm gonna I'm gonna put in 20 hours overtime this week. So I don't even know how to strike a balance, or that's even the point,
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, very much.
But what do you guys think? Would you prefer ultimately to live, like 90% hippie, free from the American tensions, or?
I think that would be nice.
You would prefer that, like more deep into that?
Yeah, I think so. Like I could see myself not living here forever. I wouldn't mind that. I like New Jersey though, and I like this area a lot. Honestly, I think there's a lot of nice things here, but I think overall, I know it can still be better. In a way.
You would like to end up in something more relaxed.
Yeah, like I could definitely go back to like Portugal, I think, and like hang out there for a while. It's just a different environment,
But would you like to live there permanently?
I don't know. Like, I don't think now would be a good time. I definitely wouldn't want to go there and have to work again, because I'd have to start somewhere and not where I am right now. I'd have to be taken down a few pegs. Obviously, everything's less expensive there too, but also the pay is less.
It would have to be
if I took some money from here, which is like the immigrant dream is to go to America, make money, and then bring it all back and kind of like live comfortably.
Yeah.
So, I feel like if I took some money from here, a good amount, it might last me a lot longer. Like I was saying before, if you had 100,000 in that index fund, you'd get I forget how much you get back, 4% a year. So you'd make what is that, $4,000? I guess is that 4% of what is that? Wait,
Come on, financial advisor.
I'm not a calculator.
Let's see. $400 would be 1,000, right? No, that would be 40%. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So $10,000, 400, 100,000. Yeah, it would be 4,000.
Yeah, $4,000. But the dream is if you make $1 million, if you have $1 million there, you'll make $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
Just And that is like enough to live like comfortably. Like I think in the States, you know, just a clean 40 grand. If you were to move like to a cheaper country, like that's like Portugal, you definitely would get a lot. You stretch that dollar a lot, you know.
Also, there's that option of, you know, well, so in the long run, you see yourself living there permanently.
I could do that, but it's like shit's in the air. It's like I don't know about that. I don't know about like a week from now. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. You know, like I was saying, I don't know if the balance even makes sense for me, at least personally. I was thinking, like based on what you're saying too, that maybe, you know, when I'm like 40, I could have enough that, you know what, for the first 3 months of this year, I am gonna go hippie life. Maybe I do want to go visit Portugal or Peru or something and just explore things and, you know, let my money take a hit, you know. Because it's worth it to do that, you know.
I definitely want to do that. Yeah. If I get fired, I was planning on hopefully doing that.
Yeah,
just going to Portugal,
or us going out of business, or going somewhere just for a while.
Yeah, and then I was
walk around, not walk, but you know, take a train.
I was thinking I could do that and then come back and go back to my, you know, business or whatever the hell I'm doing. You know, I don't have to marry myself to either or. You know, I don't have to be. I don't have to say, oh, now I'm a hippie, or now I'm, you know, all I do is work. You know. So yeah,
could be a hippie businessman.
What do you think? Do you see yourself fully, you know, being hippie lifestyle, or do you see yourself going back and forth?
So what do you say, like when you're talking about hippie lifestyle? What do you mean, like? Because if it comes to like being in nature, it's like
how hippie are we talking?
Obviously, like ideally, I'd love to have a home where it's out in nature, you know, and it's like. And that there's a beautiful garden where it's like I could even grow some vegetables. And I'm not talking about like subsistence farming here. Although I did fantasize about having that life once, about just like farming.
I'll be able to eat some from it. Some.
Yeah, just, you know, oh, here's some tomatoes and peppers and things like that, and herbs and in my garden.
What about in terms of do you see yourself that at that point you're already financially stable, that your money just works for you, or are you working still, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I love like my work, you know, so it's the only problem is I don't get paid for the work I love right now. You know, so it's like if I could just make it so that I get paid to do what I love to do, that would be great. And that's what I'm trying to do too, you know. So yeah, I think that's I would love to be working, you know, and I just want to take the work to a higher and higher level. So I don't know if that's too ambitious for like a hippie thing, but in the sense like I don't want to just like work a 9-to-5 job. Like I want to be self-employed, and I guess I'm more of a capitalist in that sense, because that's like I want to have my own capital. I want to take my creative capital and make money off of that.
So you still want to, in your view, you would like to have a nice house somewhere in nature, like in the nature parts, natural parts.
That's the hippie part I like, is like the kind of spirituality and the connection with nature. But as far as like,
you still want to work, like all that, you want to work on your art still.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if that makes it more hippie-ish too, where it's like, but I want to be ambitious with it too. It's not just like, oh, if I make like a certain little like type of knick-knack painting, like I can make like $50,000 a year just selling these like corny like paintings that people like to buy. It's like I don't want to do that. I want to be like ambitious in whatever I'm doing too, so that it's actually worth something to me. Like I'm trying to make something different or new or impressive or whatever.
Yeah, and part of giving up my dreams, I think, which is bad and good at the same time, it's, you know, taking from them what actually can be done.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a matter of just I guess navigating through, finding out what's actually possible, you know.
Yeah. But I think like when you talk about finding out what is actually possible, it's like that test is something you test out by like direct action. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you find out it's possible by like giving it a true effort. Like, you know, that's the only way you really know what's possible. And that's like the funny thing where people back off. Like, you know, they assume things to be impossible and they don't do them. But it's like, well, you never tried. You know, you don't know how like possible it is, or the boundary between possible and impossible might be a very thin partition that you could bust through kind of easily if you were to just test it. But you never tested it. It looks solid, so you're not going to hit it. But maybe you ought to just like tap on it a little bit, interact with that boundary, and see like. Yeah,
you never know what's going to happen until you do it. Yeah, but that reminds me, last thing of you know, this kind of, I think it touches on this subject. You know, a lot of the joking around with people that I've done in jobs and stuff, and the crazy stuff that I used to say and that I still say here and there. You know, those are the moments that I had the most fun, you know, and those are the things that a lot of people told me not to say and not to do. But when I did those things, that's when I felt most satisfied, you know. So I think that, in a way, adds on to what you're saying. That you don't know. Like we said, you don't know until you know. You have to do it for real.
And it also goes back to what you said that your coworker or whatever said to you about like the way you communicate with people is based on it's like what you want out of them. It's like your bosses were telling you a certain set of things because they wanted you to do something in a certain way. They're like, it's not your job. I didn't hire you to stand there and inspire people. And, it's like your job is to ring up the fucking coffee and bring the sandwich. It's like shut the fuck up. Like, you're not supposed to be making people's days like by like doing things like that. But that's not your agenda. So You're moonlighting.
I think some ridiculous things we can fantasize about, a lot of the time, they're really not going to happen ever, maybe. But some of those things maybe could happen, But, so you have to know when to give up, I guess. Or when to keep pushing, Or when to take a break and all that,
It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Because it's like, a lot of times, I'm torn because on the one hand, it's like, respond, like, if you're getting like this pressure, it's like, you would think that, oh, there's all this resistance, like, maybe I should take a break, like, I'm fighting some kind of uphill battle, But then, I'm torn between that view, and then it's like, there's another view where it's like, well, that's the opportunity for you to, like, develop your strength, to push through the limitation. So it's like, it's hard to understand, it's like, when is it time to yield and when is it time to like exert like power in the effort to like rise to a higher level,
Yeah.
That's a question I'm always dealing with. It's like, am I pushing this too hard or not hard enough,
I guess it's about timing too. You gotta throw that in the equation. At certain times it might be good to push the envelope at, the same event. Otherwise, it wouldn't,
It's also interesting because I think how the world responds has a lot to do with what you're willing to do too. Because let's say, you're playing music and suddenly you're getting a lot of followers. In your head, it's going to seem like, oh, I really should be playing music. I can't believe my music is working out, But then if nobody cares, it's like, you know what? Maybe I suck at music. Maybe I can't even get better for anybody to give a shit, Right. So it's weird, Like it's how people respond to and your own inner strength and everything. It's so many things that ultimately decide if you're going to keep going or not, I remember like when I finally quit comedy, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the last time I was going to perform, I was, seating people, that shitty intern job that I had. And as soon as I walked in there, I was already thinking I'm not going to do this anymore. And I walked in there and I the feeling was so overwhelming. Everything told me, stop doing this, And then that was the last time I ever did it. And I don't regret it at all. So I don't know. Okay. Shall we?
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to throw a proposition at you.
Oh, I know what he's going to say.
What's that?
How do you feel about hacking today?
I don't mind that at all. I think I can handle that.
Yeah. So now you're back where we were. And yesterday we got a little hacking and I was starting to
you got a hacky taste.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since we hacked.
Taste of the sack.
Honestly. Yeah. I don't mind running at all. I brought my headphones and everything.
On that note.
I'm down for a hack day. It's a hot... Okay, goodbye everyone.